Now, on My TV 33, this is Focus on South Florida.
Good Sunday morning, everyone, and welcome to Focus on South Florida. I'm CBS 4's Chief Investigative Reporter Michelle Gillen, in this week for CBS 4's Vruda Shabazi. How wonderful it is to join you, and what better way to begin than on such an inspirational note. Heidi Siefkas' world, as she knew it, stopped after a freak accident. But though she lost everything, the South Florida author and adventurer redefined having it all. She literally fought her way back and detailed that journey in a memoir. Next Saturday, she will co-host the South Florida Writing Retreat, an event sure to inspire, motivate, and teach. We first introduced you to her last year on Focus. It was a wonderful appearance then, and we're bringing her back for an encore this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Michelle. It's an honor to be here on this second chance that I've been given.
And we both got red on because I think, you know, it's Sunday morning, we've got our coffee, and you know what a wonderful morning it always is to kind of map out your week and map out the future. And that's what you're all about. You turned your future upside down and said, I'm going to be, I'm just going crazy and living my life the way I want.
I am a living example of post-traumatic growth. Everyone talks about post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes.
But what about the growth potential?
Yes. It is so easy. I mean, we all have obstacles. I often say we all, my grandmother used to say, we all carry a cross. It's different. Sometimes you see it, sometimes you don't. But you were literally hit over the head. I mean, you were hit in the neck by this huge tree branch that came down. Just for those who didn't see the first segment, a year ago, tell us a little bit about that.
Taking out the trash changed my life. On a normal fall day, roughly 6 years ago, a 1,000-pound tree limb struck me out of the blue, a healthy tree. I didn't hear, see, or feel a thing. It broke my neck and left me unconscious for various days. It then sparked a ripple effect of other tremendous losses. My health was in peril, my marriage, as well as my career.
I mean, you were, a businesswoman in communications, but you'd never written a book. And we're going to get to the fact that that moment in your life, which your life was threatened on so many levels, you've ended up becoming an author. But, you're chronicling, and I love how you put it. We talked about meditation. You're a walking meditation, but, on steroids in a sense. Tell us about how you came up with the new path.
I had the option, after losing everything, to either rebuild the former life or to be the architect of a new life. And I decided on the latter of the two, to create my own life 2.0 in the way that it would be a happy, true, improved version of Heidi. It was going to be Heidi 2.0, and that's what I'm living as an author and an adventurer.
You're on your own eat, pray, love. You're eat, pray, love, meditate, skydive, you're just, filling up your journal.
Yes, my story is not without mishaps, and many bold decisions had to be made, and adventures that I took around the world to find this new path and life 2.0.
I know we talked about, we both love travel. I mean, for me, it is life without travel. I can't imagine it. And you were saying you too, because of course I tapped into that one of the countries that you've written about and that you love and you're going back, just came back from, is Italy. What did Italy do to you? What are the life lessons you learned there?
I was last week in Italy, and one of the cultural staples there is la dolce vita.
Totally.
So to slow down, be mindful, appreciate that cup of coffee while you're sitting down, not taking it to go and texting and driving at the same time, to appreciate foods in their season, that you can't have strawberries 365 days of the year. And each time that I go to a different culture, I look at my life with a different perspective, my home in a different perspective, and that's why I keep travel as a component of my life.
Yes. Now, there might be some, I mean, I think everybody would embrace that idea, but some of our, viewers would say, gosh, I'd love to do it, but of course not everyone can afford to get on a plane and do those journeys. But you're saying, the map of where we travel, it doesn't necessarily even have to be out of our neighborhood. We can shake things up in our life in ways we might not think of.
And that's why in my book, With New Eyes,
yes,
I talk about adventure is my meditation. Meditation has various forms, and each person resonates with a different form, whether that's yoga, whether that's a walk on the beach, gardening.
Yes.
For me, I feel adventure is how I tap into that shifting of perspective and seeing my world, the world, with new eyes.
Yes.
And that could be trying a new sport. Stand-up paddleboarding is an adventure.
Yes. And so you're about pushing it to the limits.
I could be called an adrenaline junkie upon occasion, but also learning a new language or renting a car in an unfamiliar city is an adventure.
Totally. Prego, prego. I want to talk about you've got coming up, for those of us who certainly would love to, learn from you as well. You've done these amazing 2 books, one of which is going to be, you've already done a screenplay, and you're hoping it'll be on the screen soon.
Yes, When All Balls Drop is transitioning to movie. So I finalized the screenplay this summer.
Fabulous.
And currently an executive producer is shopping around Hollywood to set it up as a major motion picture.
Okay, I can see that. We'll have to talk about who should play you. And in the meantime, tell us about the writing thing that you've got coming up, where it is and how people can find you.
I am co-hosting the South Florida Writing Retreat, which is going to be in Fort Lauderdale at the Atlantic Hotel and Spa.
Nice.
Next Saturday, the 24th.
Okay.
I'm co-hosting it with a peer author, Wendy Blum. She's also here in South Florida, and we're going to be giving aspiring authors and writers practical tips, resources that they can take away from that half day to make their book dreams come true. It's going to be tapping into your creativity, writing strategies that actually work, resources in the publishing world, and some out-of-the-box marketing tricks.
I love it. So you're pushing the envelope. Can we just ask, along the way till you've collected all these great stories, have you fell in love a few times too?
I do document dating a bench full of Mr. Wrongs, but eventually finding Mr. Right. And Mr. Right I did find on an adventure.
Okay.
So if you follow your passions, you will also find Mr. or Mrs. Right.
Right. Or at least one of them.
Or at least one of them.
At least one of them. Loved meeting you, Lady in Red. Let's meet in Amalfi and have that coffee, okay?
Sounds awesome.
Okay. See you again. It was a pleasure having you here.